Well, hello everybody. How you doing today? Are you having a good time? Are you having a fun time? Because I hope that with the strength of God and anime on our side, that perhaps we will have a good fun time. Or at least an acceptable time. Today's weather for people watching at home or watching on YouTube. We did Cruel by the Veronicas and The Day Goes On by Bill Wirtz and It's Time by Imagine Dragons. Because, I don't know, they just felt like they fit the mood. Like, it is time to begin. I'm just the same as I was, only slightly sicker. Joe lives. The rumors of my death have been wildly exaggerated. Unfortunately, I'm still not 100%. And recording earlier with Joseph, we did get the Genesis Apocalypse recorded. It didn't help very much, unfortunately. Very big update? Yeah. That too, I would have been live 10 minutes ago, but we had a 7 gigabyte update. And actually, give me a moment. I've been wearing this hoodie all day because it's my house. I've mentioned before how I generally kind of keep my house not too warm during the winter because I'm only ever in the one room, so it makes more sense to heat that one room than to keep the whole house heated. It's probably more cost effective. But considering how cold and dry it's been and how my throat hurts, I'm like, fuck it. I'll spend the extra money to turn the heat on. But now I'm like hot. Now I'm like sweating in this hoodie. So let me change it to something a little easier. I'll be right back. This should only take a moment. There we go. The card game shirt. Mine was 10 gigabytes. Interesting. Get the gems on the Jankmas account? Yeah, I should be certain to do that. We're no longer starting soon. And yeah, I guess we'll check this update first. See what the dang hell we got here that took so much. Also gives me time to finish my cheese sticks. Not the healthiest thing to be eaten, but it could be worse. Can now display up to 3 cards per line in a card list that appears on the right side of the screen, such as the graveyard. Huh? I don't know what this means. It soothes the soul. Real late night gaming hours, yeah. Feeling better? No. Well, okay. I should clarify, my throat is feeling significantly better than the previous day. Strangely, though, I've been coughing more, and I'm tired. I'm more tired than I was yesterday. That makes the deck extra easier to view, I see. I see. They've adjusted the menus in the solo mode. And they fixed some bugs. That doesn't seem like it would cost 8 gigabytes. 2026 collection bundle vote. Which theme from the solo mode will get featured in a future collection bundle? Ah. I didn't see you were streaming. I just started. It's unfortunate. We had the 10-minute thing for everyone to come in. I do that specifically so that hopefully everyone will be here, and when I explain things, then everyone will hear it. But this is now the 4th person who's asked me if I'm feeling better. I was feeling better until I had to explain it 4 times. Okay, and they're just fixing some bugs. Twitch didn't notify me. Weird. 4th anniversary. 4 years of Max C. Yeah, and it's just gems. Got back from Japan. Neat. World Championships will be August in Japan. Alright. You can now watch the Charmers animation, which I haven't found particularly interesting. I wish they just continued the Albaz stuff. Although in general, and yeah, this is we've seen before. In general, it would be nice if, like, I would prefer if they went the Amazing Digital Circus route and waited like 4 months to give us a half-hour animation, than to trickle out 4 minutes every month, you know? Is everyone looking forward to Snake Eyes? No. No, I hope it doesn't go. I'm looking forward to Max C to Zero one of these days. We can only hope. And we got Charmer sleeves. Okay. Do I have any free packs? Yes, I got 1. Good to know. As for today's deck, I know people have been putting up some cool lists with the new stuff I got. Like, I've got Protoss and the other guy. Actually, let me look. What have they put together? Yeah, we've got like a basic Crusadia list about around links and stuff. But considering I'm not feeling too good, I think it's best to just stick with the easy mode deck. How you doing? I am tired. I'm a tired man. But you know, I was trying to think, like, should I go live or should I just rest? And I'm like, the name of the show is Masochist. People come for the suffering. I must suffer for the art. Crusadia is almost there, surprisingly. Yeah, let's see if this coffee has any impact. Is that coffee? Yep. Brownie flavored with milk and sugar. The name of the show betrays me. Yep. We got any other questions or suggestions or anything before I begin? I feel like we should just kind of like jump into it, but usually I like yap for like 30 minutes before we begin. I feel almost bad if I'm not going to do a little bit of yapping. Why is the Earth not flat? Because that's how gravity works. It makes things ball. You ever seen a teardrop? Or not a teardrop, like a raindrop? They would be circular, except they move, so it gets that little tail. But in zero gravity, you know. You can end a little earlier. Well, I started a little later. If I started late and ended early, I would just stop right now. There would be no stream. Have you ever seen a purple orc? I have not. Tomorrow, no stream? Yeah. I was already planning not to do a stream tomorrow because I got plans with friends. I had mentioned this before. I've made a bunch of friends on another Discord server. A lot of the surprise round crew. And they have a thing they do every 4 months. What they call PowerPoint night. Which is... everyone just kind of like makes a PowerPoint about whatever they want to yap about. And they've been like, Joe, you got to show up. I feel like you'd be a lot of presentation. You got a lot of things to yap about. And I swore back in November, I was like, this time I will make it for the January one. And I spent all the time to make it. I was like, I can take off one Friday. And I didn't know it would be the Friday I would be like getting sick and everything. That sounds really fun. It is really fun. So like a TED Talk? Yeah, but with friends there. It's like a TED Talk, except for the people can interrupt you while you're talking about it. Yeah, I don't know who came up with it, but they've been doing it for it's like every 4 months for the last few years, and sometimes they have themes and sometimes they don't. You can shitpost? Yeah. We've gotten a wide variety of things. But it just so happens to take place on Friday at a time when I normally stream. And I was like, well, I don't have to learn megaliths nearly as well as the previous decks. I can spend some time learning that off camera or whatever. And I can, in that case, because that's normally what we would be doing now, is just testing megalith. But I'm like, I can just move the Masochist to today and then skip one night. PowerPoint night is a classic. I didn't know that was like a thing beyond this group. What's your PowerPoint about? Actually, I could give a test run. You wanna see my PowerPoint presentation? I can't imagine anyone from that chat is here. If you are, duck out for a little bit. Come on back. A test run. Okay. I hope you're not watching this in a dark room, because blinded. Hello. I'm Hardleg Joe. Ifin you didn't know. Whipcrack.mp3. Parts of this slide didn't load. Try reloading? Well, one moment, I don't know what's going on. That's never happened before. Oh well, I guess we'll see. Okay. Show anyway. Anyway, today, I'd like to talk to you about puzzles. And puzzle design. And game design. And one company in particular that makes amazing games that you should play. But first, a brief history of puzzles. For most of human history, a puzzle was one thing. This. An idea reverse engineered into a problem. Note, they were not literally jigsaw puzzles. Jigsaw puzzles are actually surprisingly modern. Like, we're talking 1800s, like after the revolution, but they work as a good visual representation of how early puzzles worked. A puzzle starts, or the puzzle maker starts with a pretty picture of some clouds, and then they break it into 100 pieces so you can have fun putting it back together again. I'm just realizing this is a little too big for the screen. There we go. And actually, just to make sure I'm not covering anything, let's just make it like this. Okay. 7 streak. It just tells you a part couldn't be loaded. But yeah, that's... So most puzzles are something like this. It's you take a complete thing, and then you break it apart or you obscure parts of it so that people can have fun putting it back together again. The vast majority of puzzles were and still are designed like this. They start with the intended solution and work backwards, complicating and obscuring the product so you have to reassemble it. I call these static puzzles because they always play out the same way. It doesn't matter how complex the mechanics get. The core idea remains the same. Whether it's finding your way from point A to point B like a simple maze, figuring out the words that just fit into a grid, arranging a colored cube so that the sides match, or finding your way from point A to point B, but with portals, you're still just reverse engineering someone else's logic. They're giving you an empty or incomplete thing and asking you to reassemble it or put it back together, which is fine. That can be a lot of fun. But it's also got some severe limitations. A puzzle designed this way will only ever have one solution. Maybe 2 if you're really clever, but really you're just returning it from a broken state to the final state. And finding that solution usually hinges on understanding the puzzle creator's intent. This makes them prone to metagaming. You can solve a puzzle by guessing what the creator was thinking instead of engaging with the actual mechanics of the puzzle. It also means that the difficulty of any puzzle is going to vary wildly depending on how much knowledge you and the creator share. For example, find the next number in this sequence. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. What's the next one, chat? Anyone in chat know? I imagine that half of you will get it instantly, and the other half are going to be like, what do these numbers have to do with each other? Ironically, I was working on this before Blueprints. $21, yeah, MBT. Yeah, filling in that blank can be incredibly hard or trivially easy, depending on if you're familiar with the Fibonacci sequence. And a lot of puzzles are the same way. A lot of static puzzles, where it's like, if it's a math puzzle, if you know what they're doing, it's trivially easy. If you're decoding something and you understand how ciphers work, it's really easy. A lot of puzzles are like, here's a thing in Braille, here's a thing in Morse code, and it's just asking you, it's just a knowledge check. Are you familiar with this thing? The answer is 21, by the way. Show anyway. All of this changed with the invention of the computer. Because computers allow for randomization in a way that isn't really practical with analog technology. Computers made it easy to create systemic puzzles. These are puzzles that don't have one intended solution. Instead, they consist of a system of rules that can be used to generate a variety of puzzles. For example, Tetris. The solution for clearing the board is not just whatever the creator thought of. It changes with each random piece. Instead of reverse engineering one problem, you're using a set of tools to solve a series of randomized problems. Shout out to Summoning Salt, yeah. Note, the asterisk up here, systemic puzzles did exist before computers. Like, Solitaire is an example of a systemic puzzle that could be played in, like, medieval times. But you're using playing cards to stand in for the randomization. Like, you shuffle the deck, you lay out the first thing, and then you can play solitaire from there, and it's different every time. Those kind of puzzles were rare, though. In fact, I could not find an example of one other than solitaire, and the problem with classic solitaire is that, because cards weren't designed for solitaire, and because it's random, about 1/4 of the starting hands you could lay out would be impossible to actually win the game. So it's not optimal, you know. Now, I don't want to imply that one kind of puzzle is better. So I'll state it clearly. Systemic puzzles are better. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy a good crossword from time to time, but nothing can hold my attention in the same way as Bellatra or Tetris or even Bejeweled. These games offer near infinite and ever-changing stimulation. It's much more engaging to solve a dynamic problem than to figure out some nerd's puzzle box. I won't go so far as to say systemic puzzles are a strict upgrade, but static puzzles have to work a lot harder to reach the same level of enjoyment. I was not expecting that animation. No one does. What about static puzzles with multiple solutions? There are examples of like crossword puzzles where multiple solutions will fit. Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. We'll get to that. That being said, systemic puzzles also have their flaws. The randomization can lead to puzzles that are unsolvable, going back to the solitaire. They can often feel soulless. They lack a personal touch that comes from an intentionally crafted challenge. The endless nature of infinitely replayable puzzles can cause existential dread stemming from a perceived lack of progression. As a result, the puzzles feel like running on a treadmill. Each artificial challenge is just another mindless task and an endless line of tasks designed to distract you from the crumbling late-stage capitalist hellscape that is our declining neoliberal society. Also, they can be a bit repetitive. But that is fine. That's fine. Because what if I told you there was a third, secret type of puzzle? Far less common than the other two, and combining the best elements of both. I call these engineering puzzles. They have the intentional design of a traditional static puzzle, but with the open-ended options of a systemic one. The designers are giving you a handcrafted problem to solve, but the problem doesn't have just one correct solution. Instead, the designers give you flexible enough tools that you can engineer your own unique solutions that even the designer didn't necessarily think of. Several popular video games have made use of engineering puzzles as of late. Scribblenauts is actually a good example. They just give you a dictionary, and if you write a word, you can make it real. How do you solve the puzzle? It's up to you. There's like a dozen different ways. Kerbal Space Program. This is much more of like a literal engineering puzzle where you're trying to build a rocket ship. You can solve most problems with gun. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is probably my favorite example. And it's cheap knockoff Tears of the Kingdom, which is just Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, but with a Zelda line over it. It's just, hey, you can make vehicles now. Enjoy. Immersive sims like Deus Ex and Cruelty Squad have elements of this, but it's debatable if they count. A lot of simulation games kind of fall into this category. Like, you could argue that SimCity is an engineering puzzle game, but most of the time you're not solving, like, a specific problem. You're just playing with the tools in a sandbox. Maybe if you do, like, scenarios or whatever, then you are, but I feel like that's not how most people play SimCity. Or any other kind of, like, city-building game, like Skylines. It would have benefited... It really is nuts and bolts, you know, to go on a tangent... it really did just like people wanted a platformer and it didn't matter that Nuts and Bolts was like an amazingly fun game with unique original mechanics. It wasn't what people wanted, and so they just hated it on principle. Regardless, there's one company in particular that makes the best engineering games, at least in my opinion. And they are who I would like to talk about today. Zachtronics, creators of such games as Opus Magnum, Molex Synthes, Infina Factory, TIS 100, Exapunks, and Shenzhen IO. I love GIFs. Now, I don't have time to tell you about all their games, so I'm going to settle on the one that I think is the most accessible, which is Opus Magnum. In this game, you play a young alchemist in a Victorian-era steampunk world that is run by a series of noble houses which are always vying for control. Yes, this puzzle game has an actual story with lore even. I'm not going to spoil any of it, but needless to say, as an alchemist for one of the noble houses, you'll be called upon to create a variety of things for your wealthy patrons using your transmutation engine, which is essentially just a very simple computer. Never heard of any of these games? Well, I'm glad that I'm making this. And while the trailer and the screenshots can make this look very complicated, trust me when I say, you can beat this game. It's not as complicated as it looks. There's a really gradual learning curve, and even though it looks like chemistry, you don't need to actually know any chemistry. Just to show you how simple it is, this is the first puzzle. You can see it running. This is my solution, at least, or one of them. And you can see it's just very simple. You've got two little items, the claw is bringing them together, they get combined on that little piece, and they go up. And then this is the actual, UI, where you've got all the parts over here, you drag and drop them onto this grid that's like an infinite grid, and then down here, each arm, you can give it instructions. Tell it to, grab an item, move it, etc. I've had this one on my wish list for a while. So you really are just programming a simple computer. You have these arms, you can make them go left, you can make them go right. And if you break it down this way, like this arm, all it's doing is grabbing it, moving forward, letting it go, and then returning. That's what these symbols are. Grab, move forward twice, let go, return. This one is just grabbing this, moving it, waiting a second, moving over, letting it go. Because that's what you've got to do, is make this item, or this chemical. And most importantly about this, though, there is no fail state. This is one of the most ingenious things about Zachtronic games, and it's true for all their puzzle games. There are no limitations on what you can build. You have infinite resources to make your solution, and infinite space in which to place them. There's also no requirement for speed or efficiency. If you make your product to beat the level... if you make the product, you beat the level. It doesn't matter how big or how clunky your solution is, as long as it works, you win. So yeah, you can fumble at it for hours. If all you want to do is trial and error it, you'll figure it out eventually. Now, you might think that having no limitations or requirements would make this game trivially easy. And yeah, that's kind of true. I wasn't exaggerating when I implied that anyone could beat Opus Magnum. However, all Zachtronic games do one more ingenious thing, and it transforms them from something kind of fun into something insanely addictive. Behold the histogram. You see, while you have infinite space, time, and resources to build your devices, the game does still keep track of how fast you are, how big your machine is, and how many parts that you use. And it compares your solutions to everyone else who has played the game, including people on your friends lists. So for example, you can see the cost of my machine. Every part you use has a different cost associated with it. 80 cents. Mine is right here in the middle, but there's a lot of people who have made it for cheaper, and a small number of people who have made it insanely cheap. Cycles is how fast you do it. I'm right in the middle there. Some people make it a little slower, but you can make it faster. And I made it cheaper than everyone else, or at least I tied with everyone else. But you can see some of my friends did it faster than I did. And area is how many spaces you use. This, by itself, does so much to elevate the game. It lets you know that there are better solutions out there without forcing you to find them. It lets you compete with your friends if you want to. And it helps you decide on what playstyle to go for. Do you want to optimize for cost, cycle, or area? Or maybe none at all? Because all of this is completely optional. There is no in-game reward for being the best on a histogram. The motivation is entirely on you. It's entirely internal. If all you want to do is see the credits, you can ignore the histograms entirely, or even turn them off if you find their very presence to be annoying. But for people like me, who like to explore and experiment and compete with others, the histograms do something that few other games do, which is that they add replay value to handcrafted puzzles. Like, usually with a static puzzle, once you've solved it, you know the solution. But this gives you replay for those without the creator having a specific idea in mind. Like, these numbers weren't created by the people who made the puzzles. They're based on what other people have actually come up with. I gladly played each puzzle multiple times trying to perfect my solutions. Here's 2 designs I made for the same puzzle later in the game. The left optimizes for size, the right optimizes for speed. A tiny little puzzle with one arm doing everything, moving as little as possible, focusing on rotation. But then if you take the chain off as far as like size and money, you don't care about that and you just want to make it fast, then you can make every hand do one thing and have those steps happen simultaneously. So that if you look at just the finish, every second there's a new one, a new one, a new one. It all comes together. I think it's really neat to see the difference between the smallest solution and the fastest. Not only is it satisfying to have created both of these myself, but there's an extra joy in just watching these run at full speed. It's one of those like inherent joys that it's kind of hard to quantify, you know? Like, the game itself is just interesting in that regard. Both have this sort of hypnotic allure that manifests in different ways. I could stare at them all day. But I won't. Because there are other slideshows to watch tonight. But I hope you enjoyed mine. And if you like puzzle games, I hope you will consider checking out Opus Magnum or one of Zachtronic's other awesome puzzle games. Thank you. Clap, clap, clap. So there you go. There's my slideshow. Neat. Yeah, so it's like, you know, at the end of the day, kind of just me showing off some cool things I made in a puzzle, but I got to rant about puzzle design and learn about history. I thought you were going to lead into Yu-Gi-Oh! Nope. That was really cool, honestly. Yeah, I would love to play Opus Magnum on stream again. Just do another playthrough from it. I think I've beaten it twice already, but it's always fun to go back. The problem is they only have 3 more games that I haven't played, and they're like the hardest ones. And also the least interesting ones. My brain on puzzles turns to toast after about 5 minutes. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, again, these don't function. I think part of the point of making that was just to show that, like, what we call a puzzle is actually, can be several different things that all function differently and use different parts of your brain. So it's kind of weird that we rank them all together as, like, a puzzle game. Because there's a very, very different thing from playing that versus, say, Blueprints. Versus saying, like, filling in a crossword. Anyway. How long is it till it becomes bread pudding? Give me a moment. I'm going to take a Tums, and then we'll begin this. Trying to think. Do I take one more dose of Dayquil before I begin? It'll suppress the cough, but also that means I can't go to sleep until like 2 a.m. because that's when I can take the next NyQuil. Oh, you pulled Baby Tiger. Gotcha. Okay. And welcome back, ladies and non-ladies, to another episode of Master Duel Masochist Extra Masochist Edition. If you can't tell, I'm actually not feeling all too well. Kind of a little sick, kind of under the weather. It's nothing too bad. It's actually kind of sucks because if it were really bad, like if I was like throwing up or had a fever, it would be really easy to just cancel this and be like, you understand, I can't do stuff while I'm throwing up. But I'm just tired, and I've got a sore throat and like a cough and like a runny nose. And it's like a mild cold. It's like just bad enough to be really, really annoying without making me feel like there's no way I can stream. And I kind of went back and forth on should I go through with it or should I call off this episode and skip for a week. I feel like you all would understand if I skipped for a week. I don't feel like the YouTube algorithm would understand. Plus, this is Master Duel Masochist. You saw the title card, or the thumbnail or whatever. There's a logo on there for a reason. You're here for suffering. You know, it wouldn't be masochistic if I saw a little bit of challenge and I decided to turn around. So, you know what? We're gonna do it while sick. We're gonna add extra masochism on top of what we already got. And see how it goes, you know? Maybe this will be fine and you'll be like, Joe, maybe you should, I don't know how I make myself sick on purpose. I guess I could stay up for like 48 hours and then try to record. Let me know if you'd like me to do that, and tell me if you want more suffering or less in the future. Anyway, we're still up in Gold 4, and as for our deck, I was going to change over to something. We did last time get some pretty cool cards, including some new worm cards that might make the worm deck more viable. But I'm so tired, man. I can't. Okay. We'll just go back a little bit. Okay. As for the actual deck that we're playing, I know last time we got some cool worm stuff. We got some new things that might help us build an awesome, amazing deck that had a different play style. But I'm already tired. I'm already not feeling well. So we're just going to stick with Stun. You can enjoy one more week of Stun, right? It's simple to pilot, normal summon pass. I'm also keeping Origami Goddess. There's some people who want it out, but it's the only thing that might make me smile today. So we're going to keep that in. We're going to jump in and see if we can get a win or two in gold. Let's try it out, baby. Pardon me. Joe, I found the video. What video? Those who have been watching several streams, they'll be happy to know I haven't coughed up any blood. How much YouTube paid me for 129 million shorts views? You can watch it on your time. Okay. Nope, I need to be smaller. There we go. That's probably good. Ah, I'm glad my opponent is trying to make me feel better. Not only by allowing me to go first, but their very name is soothing to me. You know, they're like, Joe, you have a sore throat, you're not feeling good. Why not have some tea? Thank you, I appreciate it. I already drank some coffee, which may not be the best, but it is nice and warm. We got Power of the Guardians, which is not great going first. But you know what? We're going to try it. It does protect us from battle. So let's go. Origami Goddess. Get me, what was it? 14 heads I think we need to beat. Well, there's 0 heads. Do we put Power of the Guardians on this to prevent it from destruction? Yes. We'll try it. Let's go. Alright, T, what you got for me? You got Makonko sleeves, which makes me think, you know, maybe Makonkos. Not doing a whole lot of damage to a 100-point monster, but, you know, life is a highway. You're just gonna ride it. I also realized maybe their name is supposed to be Taya, like the girl from Yu-Gi-Oh! I just now realized that her name is spelled the same as T. Oh, what a surprise. Makonko. I mean, I guess it was like 50-50, right? Like, they've got the sleeves, they went second, they've got, like, the field kind of looks Makonko-ish. Like, with the cherry blossoms and everything. Oh, and the nice butterflies. But they've also got Blue Eyes symbol and Blue Eyes mate. They want the power of the Blue Eyes with the Makonko dancers. The question is, will 2 Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare be enough to stop them in their tracks? Taya has an accent on the A? Or was it the E? You don't even know! Okay. Summon 1 Makonko that is banished or in your hand. And then they equip it. Can't be destroyed. No, they equip it to me. Special summon, return that monster to the hand. Oh, they're giving me the Origami Goddess back. I mean, it sucks that I lose the power of the Guardians, you know, but at least I have that. Sure. I will wait for them to make the rank 3, and then I will hit that with the Nightmare. If I do that, I could negate it, but they wouldn't be destroyed because I'd have this. Oh. I see. Can they do that again? Oh no, it gets an effect. What was that? You can add 1 Makonko equip spell. Yeah, sure. I'm probably not getting out of this one alive, but we'll see. That's the one good thing about the new Makonko cards. They made them more consistent, but they also made them more predictable. They've got a big choke point now that's very easy to identify. And speaking of which, here comes the girls. Hello, girls. There they are. They are here. And now they're gone. Bye-bye. Okay, they equip that to that. This is equipped, you take no damage, it cannot be destroyed. They take any damage we would take. They're gonna double equip it just to be sure. I feel like I do have stuff that gets over this, I just can't think of it at the moment. Either way, we're not here to, like, win the game. We're here to flip Origami Goddess and get 18 heads, and then we can take it out of the deck because it will have done the thing. And if we do, we get to draw, like, 9 cards, right? Maybe one of those will get us out. What, are you going to stop me from flipping coins? You afraid of a little coin action? And they're equipping it with some kind of card. Grief Tablet. Equipped monster cannot attack or be tributed. Also, its effects are negated. If you control the equipped monster, you can add a Wedju card. Well, that's not very nice of them. Have any good links or anything? Not really. Oh, okay. Oh, I wonder what equip spell they'll be grabbing. Could it be the giant sword? The double-edged sword technique? No, they went for Arabesque. The blue card. What's she doing on this? Like ice skating? She's doing like a Sailor Mercury kind of thing. They have equipped it to me. They are returning me to the hand once more. That's not where she wants to be. All right, now make another Ixie. Let's try it again. Many forms of dancing. I haven't heard of those forms of dancing. But then I've never really looked up into much dancing except for break dancing. And capoeira, which is like dancing but with fundamental differences. Oh, they thinking. I don't know why they activated this effect if they didn't know exactly what they wanted. If they overlay these two, then they'll have no equip cards left on the field. Another one. Putting 2 onto her. Getting another trap, but it's different from the previous one. Anyone who's watched Duel Monsters knows that Taya is undefeated. That seems like a true thing. Alright. They have finally thought long and hard about what they want to do, and they've decided once again to summon this and use its effects. And once again, it'll get hit by Trap Trick's Trap Hole Nightmare. Another one. Try as you might, that play will not work on me. Equipping more things. Protect the castle. Ooh, Banisher of the Radiance. That doesn't get me out of this situation. I need more traps, and I'm only going to draw them if Origami Goddess can do what I want it to. They're so scared of her power. They keep using effects to try and stop her. They're like, I can't allow you to flip coins. I'm going to equip spell to that monster. Banish it when it leaves the field. Okay. Adamakonko. Okay. Are you done? Are you done? Can I flip my coins? It's not like they're going to be very many heads. Yeah. This is what you were afraid of. Okay. Well, I have nothing to stop them. The question is, do they have a third Ixie monster? No, they can bring the other Ixie monster back, although that... Oh, it does trigger. They get to add an equip spell. I mean, the unfortunate thing is, where are you going to play that one? It appears as though your slots are all full. You can do 300 damage to me. Oh, no, they've got a third one. Okay, yeah, that's GG. Damn. And some, the Origami Goddess haters are going to be like, see, you should have had something better. But honestly, none of the other cards in my hand helped either, so... She was just as useless as the normal monster or the token. I just now noticed they're on a 50 card deck. I want to apologize to everyone who likes the songs and the singing. While I am lucid enough and my throat is not sore enough, soothed enough that I can talk properly, I am not able to sing. Oh, hey. Well, it's that time again, Chad. I believe Origami Goddess will give us the win. You just gotta have faith, Chad. You just gotta have faith. You gotta rock your... I forgot I couldn't sing. I've got so many vocal stems just saved up. Was that the third time in a row? We're saving them up, chat. We're getting all the tails out of the way now so that later in the episode we can spin and get like 10. That's fine. Maybe you have to use the graveyard. Maybe you have to summon special monsters. Maybe you have to attack. In either case, You will find it much more difficult to do with my array of back row. Fortunately for me, back row removal doesn't exist, especially not in 51 card decks. Okay, if your deck is 51 cards, why are you playing a searcher for another searcher? I guess if you've got a bunch of garnets, that kind of makes sense, but it's weird to be like, you know, if you've already got 40 good cards, and then you throw in 6 searchers, it's like, you could just remove some of those other cards instead. I watched someone introduce his friend to Book of Mormon recently. Like the musical, or did he get, like, indoctrinated into the Mormon church? The musical, okay. Some people forget the Book of Mormon is also a real thing, a holy book. Fun fact, Legos, I have read the Book of Mormon. I read it back in high school. Back when I was doing my soul search, trying to find which religion was the right one for me. I've talked about this before. I don't think I've talked about it on Masochist, but people seem to enjoy the, Actually, the rant episode hasn't come out yet. So, depending on if that did well, we'll either include this little tangent, or we'll just zoom ahead. But, what was it? So, my father specifically had a bad experience with religion growing up. Nothing like too traumatic, but he didn't like having religion forced on him. So he was very adamant that I would be able to choose my own religion when I got older. He made it very clear, like, when I was younger, he, like, taught me the Bible, because he was still a Christian. Yeah, I'll get rid of this. But he made it very clear that that was his religion, and while he thought it was good and it made sense, that I was free to choose mine when I got older. And I took that very, very to heart. You know, I spent a lot of my high school years, because I was a voracious reader, going through pretty much every holy book, trying to see which one resonated with me, which one was the best. And the answer was none of them. But I have read all of them. Or at least most of all of them. I didn't make it all the way through the Quran. I could kind of tell, but, like, that was, like, the 5th one I read, but by the time I got there, I was already like, yeah, I can see where this is going. Okay, well, we at least got 1 heads, and now this is here, so we can get some damage in. We've still got something that stops them. Granted, they appear to be on photons. So it's entirely possible they make the thing that just turns off everything I can do in the battle phase. In which case, this is useless. But if it's not, then I can do a whole bunch. I don't know what's up with that. I have like dozens of friends on Discord, and I get a private notification when one of them changes their, like, their Discord status, like the little message underneath them. But I don't get it for, like, any other of my friends on Discord. And this isn't, like, the friend I talk to the most, or the friend that I've been friends with longest. They're, like, in the grand scheme of things, probably, like, the 20th most talked to person on my list. So it's really weird that I only get notifications about them. It makes me wonder if perhaps I clicked something at some point that said, like, yes, interrupt my stream to let me make sure I know that they have updated their status. Have you tried Scientology? I did not try Scientology. But that was, I mean, no offense to any Scientologist out there, but Of all the religions I looked into, that one was the one that seemed the most like just a scam. Like, there's an argument to be made from an anthropological standpoint that all religions are just a method to control people, a method of instilling some kind of philosophy onto people to live their lives, by convincing them that it comes from a higher source and isn't just like a man-made philosophy. Which, I mean, to a certain extent, I like, you know, anything that can make people act good and benevolent is kind of good. I don't think you necessarily need to lie to do it. But then again, I've been wrong about a whole lot of stuff. But Scientology seems like the most, a guy just made this to try to control people of all the religions I've seen. At the same time, though, as much of a meme as Scientology is, like, I've seen at least one or two people who were, like, raised as a Scientologist, and they're just, like, they're just normal everyday people. They're not, like, crazy. They aren't, like, extremists or anything. I mean all the offense to Scientologists. Scientology opens with an alien space battle. Well, the thing about, at least from what I understand about it, is that there's like different levels of what you know about it. And you don't know about the space battle until you get really high level into the Church of Scientology. If you're just like a casual Scientologist, you're like a social Scientologist, you know, you just kind of go to the meetings and hang out and don't pay a whole lot of money. You don't know about that stuff. Or at least you didn't until South Park made their episode about it. That one South Park episode did quite a number, yeah. A social Scientologist is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen someone actually summon this. What does this do? Target up to 2 spell traps your opponent controls. Attach them to this card. Well, fuck. No, my spell traps! How did they know? My blazing mirror force! The question is, can they extend from here? Its original attack becomes 1500, but it can attack directly. Oh, it's lowered by 1500. But then it doubles? Wait, no, they didn't detach it to the battle phase, so it doesn't double. Okay. They got 6,900 damage on right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, am I a dead man? I know there's socialist Christians. Are there any socialist Scientologists? Probably somewhere. Again, I don't know a whole lot about it, you know. It's one of the few religions I didn't look really heavily into. You know what? I'm just gonna say we're probably dead here, and even if we're not, we can't come back from this. I can't believe someone's playing the other Titanic. But we had a nice chat. Or it got skipped over. Hard to say. Okay, chat. Give me a second. I want to get another something warm to drink. I think I can handle hot cocoa at this point. I'll make a glass of hot cocoa real quick. Should only take a minute. While I'm gone, though, if you have any more questions about that specific topic. I'm sad, chat. I forgot. I don't have any hot chocolate. I ran out, and then the store ran out. And I'm out of water. Okay, give me one more second. Let me get the water at least. I guess water is good enough. But when you're craving something warm and chocolatey, it just feels so pathetic. Aren't Scientologists not to do politics? Or was that Jehovah's Witness? I don't know, actually. It's a shit name. Yeah. I can see why it tricked people in like the 60s or 70s, though. But yeah, that's, what was it? Whenever I think of someone who's like a social Scientologist, and by that I just mean like, what was it? Like we talk about, or not we, but when I learn about religion, they talk about like, there are some people who are Christians, but they're just like social Christians, which means like, they go to church because their family does and the people around them do, and they call themselves Christians because they've never really thought that much about religion. But if you look at their actual behavior or ask them about their beliefs, they don't actually line up with like almost anything that has to do with Christianity. Or if it does, it won't be because of like religious reasons, right? They'll be like, oh, I think it's kind of rude to be a jerk to people. And it's like, well, that does line up with, you know, Christian teachings, but I feel like you would probably want to do it for like a more righteous reason, not just like, that feels rude, you know? So like a social Scientologist is the same way. Someone who's just like a very casual Scientologist. And when I think of that, there's a musical artist called Beck. You might know he did that song that's like, Soy un perdedor, I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? And he's a Scientologist. And I remember during the backlash, he's like, it's so weird because like, he's like, I watched that South Park episode and I was like, what? I didn't know this was part of the church. He's like, my parents were just Scientologists and they did it because it was a trend at the time. Like, they always, like, kind of took it seriously, but not super seriously. And there was just, like, I forget the name, diegetics, like, on the kitchen table or whatever. He's like, I've read the book, and it's got some, like, good advice. And you know, a lot of the stuff I think is nice, but it's like, I don't know about all that cult stuff. But he literally just, like, raised by casual Scientologist and was like, I think of myself as one, but I don't really do any of the church stuff. I'm just here to read the books and hang out with the boys. Exactly. Okay. Back to the lab again. Hey, we get to go first. Normally I would sing a song about that. But we aren't doing those. I've learned my lesson from earlier. Oh hey, this is the first duel today where we didn't open with Origami Goddess. This is an interesting thing. Okay. So we're gonna set Mimicking Maneater Bug. We're gonna set Lost Wind. One time with the one time? Sure. Let's try it. One time passcode. You're gonna max see me for one. Nope. And then we will equip it with the Moon Mirror Shield. I just realized they have the Draco Tail sleeve, so it's possible we get hit by a Phimena that just bounces everything. And then I'll feel sad. You're a weirdo, Ash. Okay, we did not get hit by a Phimena that bounced everything, at least not during our turn. Let's see what happens. It is still the dragons. So I might get hit with a Phimena that bounces everything during my turn. Do I even try to stay into this? Like, even if they're bad at the combos, like, they got Dark Magician in here. Oh. Well, they get to pop one. I can't use Lost Wind on it because it can't be targeted. I was gonna be like, there's no way we can beat this, but like, Moon Mirror Shield does beat this as long as they're dumb. And they are in low gold, so there's a chance. Let's see, as soon as this dies, I'll give up. But if this doesn't die, we can attack into Dragoon. Three of them things. Three of them things. Okay, they still haven't removed the security token. They targeted Mimicking, which is unfortunate. I could do this, or at least try. What if you were negated? Ah, they will use the Dragoon to stop that. What was that they discarded? Perulia? What are you doing in low gold? I guess they are playing main deck Dark Magician, so it's not the most optimized list. But it's like the end of the month. Like, if you built this at all, like, I feel like it would only take you like an hour to get up into Diamond. Up. It's gone. I will surrender. $8.27. Do. I don't know about this one, Chad. Our opponent is looking pretty sus. And by that I mean pretty Pegasus. Not doing anything for you? If you appreciate puns of that caliber, or you just like that I record while I'm sick, join the Hardleg Patreon. There's a link down in the description. I'd appreciate it. Yugi boy. Soul absorption. Just gaining life points. That always annoys me because life point gain won't win you the game. But like, I mean, it does enough for them. I guess Banisher of the Radiance ain't gonna do a whole lot, is it? I think we run this out because we have the Fists of the Unrivaled Tenyi. Oh, they're playing Toon Mask. Less than or equal to? You control Toon World, you can summon this. Okay, so they can't destroy it yet. Of course, we can't target it. We can't do that. I wonder if we can deck them out. Every time they would be destroyed, they banish one. They keep gaining life points, but we might be able to stop them. Granted, they attack directly. It's just unfortunate. I don't have any spell trap removal, hardly. Yeah, we'll let them deck then. Because again, I think deck out is our only means of winning. Even though attacking directly for 13, they got us on a little clock. Yeah, I don't want you doing that. Look at my extra deck. Fortunately, Toon Bookmark also protects, so we would need to destroy it like twice. Original Bamboo Sword. Well, that's just rude. They get to Raigeki me if they kill me with a direct attack. Yep, that don't help. Yeah, I think I'm just doomed, chat. Their deck is not good. Like, even for a theme deck, it's, like, bad. Because this does, like, almost nothing. If this was a proactive card, they'd be in a much better position. But as it stands, they've still got a direct attack that can Raigeki, and I don't have anything for non-targeting, non-destruction removal. Or I've got very little in that regard. They'd have to, like, go into the extra deck. We'll see. We got a couple more turns. Well, that ain't useful. I guess we'll still throw it down just in case. Does this destroy all monsters? Yeah, so there's no point in setting this. They'll just blow it up when they attack. Necroface. Yeah, deck out is our only win con at the moment. Also that we take significantly less damage. No. Aha. Inspector Border. Bum ba dum ba dum. Inspector Border. Bum ba dum ba dum bum bum. Yep, unfortunately this still doesn't help us. They can just attack around it and then blow everything up. Setting a card. You outflip monsters as well. Oh, there's that back. 26 more turns. I believe in us. Make that 25 more turns. 24 more turns. Tribute summon. Toon Dark Magician Girl and Berry Magician Girl. Please go into the extra deck. Please go into the extra deck. It would be really funny. Another one. Nope, they're just going into attack. These can attack the turn they're summoned. Rip. Yeah, did we have an out? Eccentric. Yeah, I don't think we had an out. Another day, another duel, another time for another fool. Hello, Origami Goddess. How are you this fine day? Our opponent's at least free to play, we know that. We got all the blue eyes stuff. Opponent with eyes of blue. Reinforcements of the army. There's no warriors in a blue eyes deck. Who the hell are you summoning? Elemental hero, solid soldier. Ugh. Okay, so they summon the solid soldier. They get another hero from their hand. Is it Stratos? I'm betting Stratos. I was already halfway through saying it. And then Stratos gets them another hero. And then 2 level 4 heroes makes Elemental Hero Baguska, the Tired Tapir of Fortune. Ooh, they've got Solid Soldier and Liquid Soldier. Is there a Gas Soldier? I know there's a Destiny Hero Plasma. So we've got at least 3 of the 4 types of matter. Ah, speaking of Destiny heroes, it's time for our Fusion Destiny. The question is, do they have a Dragoon as a free-to-play player? It's looking like yes. There he is. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we can beat the Dragooner. Unless we get something to bait it out, some kind of spell or something. Or who knows, we've seen people try to get this far and then link off the monster. A delicious, malicious. Oh. Using that effect early. Oh wait, no, they've already done malicious once. Okay. And then what? Cross Crusader. Speaking of religion, am I right? They're going on a crusade. With crosses. The church would be pleased in the 1500s. I think the church frowns upon crusades now, but I'm not an expert. Oh, you're playing Ferris, are you? I'm surprised they waited this long to get into Ferris. Another link. Infernal Devicer. I see. That lets them get normal monsters, I believe. That Malicious Edge? Ah, I see. Evil heroes as well. Yeah, I'm just waiting them to get any... If they get any other kind of interaction, then I'll just surrender. Phoenix Enforcer is something like, if we draw the right card and they play it badly, we might just barely be able to out-resource it or get rid of the Phoenix Enforcer. But if they get anything else to back it up, there's no way we can win. How have you been? Not good. If you can't tell. I feel like it might have been obvious. But maybe it's just obvious to me because I am living the experience. I'm in my own head. It's dark in here. It's weird to think, chat, that really we're just brains piloting a mech suit made of meat and bone and gristle. I am dying of an ancient plague. It's called life. Oh, super edge. All of us are dying, one day at a time. As soon as you are born, the long process of dying begins. For some people, it can take up to 80 years, but everyone gets there eventually. I said I would surrender if they got any form of interaction, and they didn't. It's still just the Phoenix Enforcer. Now the question is, are they scared of Nahata? Akuna Nahata. What a wonderful phrase. Damn. I was really hoping they'd use the effect there. So I could normal summon this, and then what? If they don't do anything there... we don't have any quick effects that, like, do anything. I think we could set Mimicking and hope they can't get past it. Mimicking and Lost Wind. They could normal summon Origami Goddess, and maybe they'll let us flip coins. You know what, we'll set this. We'll set this. And my hope is that they'll destroy the back row, or they'll destroy this, and then this will be able to get this in the battle phase. There we go. Hope they time out. They might time out. Yeah, my only real hope is that they're like, oh, I'll save the Phoenix Enforcer for what happens later. And then I get in the battle phase, I can destroy it and gain a whole bunch of attack, and there's nothing they can do about that. No, they just put it in defense anyway. They have zero intention of ever attacking with this. It is just a pop engine. And they tributed it with Cross Crusader. They're like, you know what? I don't want or need the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. Just get rid of it. Just get it out of there. Every time I think I'm wasting my time playing against a deck that can obviously defeat me, they do something like that just makes them weaker for no reason. You could have tributed any of these and gotten the same thing. I don't know why you tributed your best, most powerful monster. Did you think its effect would trigger if it goes to the graveyard? Plasma. One monster your opponent controls. Unfortunate. You get no attack from it because it's face down. So, I can just normal summon Mystery Shell and walk over Plasma, right? Assuming I survive. In before Honesty Neos, yeah. I was like, at least I'll have this, but unfortunately it looks like they're making Dark Law too. Lost Wind, yes. That gives us an out to the Dark Law, assuming we survive. They've got 91. We can block, even if we block. No, if we block one of the attacks, we should still be good. And there's Dark Calling. Does Dark Calling just or not Dark Calling? Does Malicious Bane just destroy your opponent's monsters, or does it destroy all monsters? If it's all monsters, they might clear their own board for me. They're not doing that. They're going for Malicious Fiend. Yeah, I think even blocking the lowest attack, I'm just dead. Unfortunate. Again, we're just losing to like the worst decks possible. Terribly built, bad designed, but even with that, we're just not getting great hands for this. Yep, and at least on my list it says that's lost 500. I don't know what it actually is, because Mr. Metals is different from mine. Alright, we get to go first this time. And we got 3 traps. That's thrice as many. We don't have any of our normal stuff, so I think we just set Mimicking. Play around Mech Knights. Octavia has a 60-card deck with Dark Magician theme. Could be Dark Magicians, perhaps. White Reanimator. I've seen that movie, and I'm pretty sure the guy was white. Weird that they had to, like, emphasize it like that. So Skull Servant does piercing. You can add a Skull Servant or a card that mentions it from your deck to your hand. Yeah, I'll allow that. Yeah, weird. There is like a specifically like a white field, right? And they're just adding another copy of this. So now they do double piercing damage, right? Special summon King, who does nothing. Because there's no Skull Servants in the graveyard. Linking. Yep. Vampire Sucker with her sweet high-top boots. Yeah, you know what? We'll stop this. Now I have the king of the Skull Servants. And you can't have it back. I'm the true king of the Skull Servants. I can tribute your spell traps in order to summon this. Uh-oh. Now it begins. I'll allow it. It might be a little dangerous, but I'll allow it. Ooh, left arm offering. I see. That grass time? It's grass time! So many cards going into the grave. They're going to have a million billion chains. What is this again? Add 2 monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. I think we use this here. Just don't let them get another search on. Oh, these are each once per turn. Yeah, they have Mizuki, but they have no king to revive. I guess they could do that, but then they're using it on that. It's going to be hard for them to get the king out. Yeah, unfortunately, if they can get up to 8,000, this Skull Servant with the piercing is going to be a bad idea. Okay, so they're going for the Mazook. What are they zooking? Ween, the spirit of tricks. Either gains 500 or gains 800 or inflicts 500. I think I have to stop that because if they burn me... Wait, how are they bringing back King? I mean, if they gain, then that's fine because I have something that can't be destroyed by battle. But if they burn, that just puts me closer to death and they don't have to choose. Oh, your opponent chooses. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can gain a whole bunch of attack. 11,000. It's a very big number. Okay, they got rid of 3. They still have how many? 7,000. That's not quite enough to OTK me. Ouch. Banish. No. Oh, the punish. I guess I should have waited. The rare King of the Skull Servants battle destruction float effect. Maybe they'll attack with Ween. I mean, they'd be stupid too. They should just attack with the King again. Damn. And that goes off before I get the flip effect. We could have had Mimicking Ween Eater Bug. No, we would have had to get the King because his is original attack. If we did Ween, we would only get like 50 attack or something. Maybe one of these days we'll win a duel. Nothing else. It was an interesting deck, yeah. And it was well built as far as I could tell. I have no life and I must cream. Okay. Morganite. Thunder King Ryo. I just realized I turned the Bestial and the Emissary from the House of Wax off by doing that. But maybe they need to search. And they're an extra deck. And they have no spell trap removal. Oh, I get another search. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and summon the Emissary now. Check it. Come at me. I got the Thunder King and the Emissary. Check him out. He's a candle with holding a candle. How often you seen that? Probably never. Oh, they can still draw cards. I was like, wait, you can't do that under Thunder King Ryo, but they can. They just can't search. Okay, they're setting. They're setting, and they ain't forgetting. This seems like the kind of deck that might play Mirror Force, so I think we just move the Emissary to defense. Effect Veiler? Hello, Effect Veiler. Spirit, sure. You can't search the field spell, which means you can't send a Blue Eyes, which means you can't use the effect. Yeah, you're about to be real disappointed, buddy. All right, they have ended their turn, and they surrendered. The king and the emissary cannot be defeated when their powers are combined. We get our first win of the evening. It's been a long day. Okay, since that was a win in gold, that means we get to open a special ticket if we have one, and we have exactly one. So we'll go ahead and get this. It's just like a little bonus pack. A little Maconko thing. I mean, half of this is still the master pack, I think. Right? Like, these four should be Maconko things. Or at least from the same pack. I'm not playing Guardian Grarl. I know that this is supposed to be like a dinosaur, but from afar it looks like his face is just like a tumor, like he's a big, like, grungle beast, you know? And then this is Master Pack stuff. Service Puppet Play. Target monsters your opponent controls up to the number of Gimmick Puppet Ixie monsters you control. You know what? I'm just going to stop there. I don't think we're going to get very much farther. Oh, and I didn't read any of these. I don't think I need... They're bad. Trust me. Trust me, they're bad. Satellar Knight Delteros, 3 level 4 monsters. A shame. That's very difficult for us to make. While this card has Ixie material, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when you normal or special summon monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material, then target a card on the field and destroy it. Send from the field to the graveyard, special summon a Teller Knight. Good if we get more Teller Knights. Then we got Ally of Justice Cosmic Gateway. If your opponent controls 2 or more monsters, including a light monster, special summon this for free. It's a free level 8, sometimes. It's like the only Ally of Justice card other than Catastor that's seen like a tiny amount of play. I guess Light Reader or Cycle Reader or whatever. Okay, and 1 SR card. What do you got for me? Alien Overlord. Remove 2 A counters from anywhere. Summon this from your hand. Once per turn, you can place an A counter on a face-up monster your opponent controls, on each face-up monster. And then if they battle an alien, they lose 300. Not really good, unfortunately. So, you know, once again, the bonus pack's not really moving the scale at all. Let's go ahead and get our master pack that we get for winning. Pack, master pack, open it up. Pack, master pack, give me some luck. Sounds like a NSYNC song. I'm going to start on this end today. Scale Bomber, we already have one of these. Good for Bay Troopers. Spore! If this card is in your graveyard, banish one other plant, special summon this. And if you do, increase its level by the level of the banished monster. And it's a tuner. Not a bad card by any means. Really good way back in the day. I think it was limited or banned or something. I don't think we can play it now unless we get a whole bunch of plant synchro stuff specifically, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. It's a super heavy samurai that's only good in Yajiro Vader decks. There's a gimmick puppet. Destroy. While this is face up on the field, you could target a gimmick puppet and destroy it. Well, I guess that explains the name. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, special summon 1 or 2 gimmick puppets from your hand. Okay. So you put it on the field, you destroy itself, you summon 2. Makes sense. Now I just need now I just need 2 other gimmick puppets. X-Saber Garsum, which we already have. Cupid Serve. Unaffected by the activated effects of monsters, except monsters whose level is equal or lower than this card, so 1 or 2. You can banish up to 3 cards from your graveyard, increase this card's level by that number. So it's just a level modulation, doesn't seem especially good. It's a bad Gladiator Beast, and a bad Subterror that we already have. So 3 new cards, no game changers. Let's jump back into it. I forget, chat. I'm not sure if any of you know anything about sickness. Is like a clear soda? What the heck? Is that my phone? Yeah. Is clear soda like Sprite supposed to be like good if you've got a sore throat, or is it like the opposite? I seem to remember as a kid there being like, oh yeah, sometimes like the clear citrusy sodas are like not good for you, but they can soothe you. But I forget under what conditions. Or maybe that was just like propaganda. Ginger ale is something? I don't have ginger ale. All I got is like a Sprite. Alright. We're going first against John. But a spelling of John I'm not familiar with. Ah, I see. The all or nothing build. Well, we don't have any floodgates, but we do have 2 counter traps, and maybe that'll be enough. So, go Mystery Shell. Give it the Moon Mirror Shield. We got the Fists. We got the Wrath. We're coming down with the Wrath and the Fists, so let's go. Oh no. Negate the activation. Doesn't destroy though. If we negate the activation, it's not... Does it stay on the field? It works how you want. It should go to the graveyard. I think we have to stop that, unfortunately. It sucks to use this so early, but it lets them search everything in their deck, and it lets them do it every turn. We just need to keep them off that if possible. If they already have it, they have it, but we can stop the monster once they start to, like, summon up or whatever. Yeah, we just need to, like, cut them off from getting started. Be like, no. Get out of here. I have said no to you twice. Will you persist in the face of countless no's? The answer is yes. Well, that might help. I've noticed you're looking very radiant, Jahan. How do you feel if I banished that radiance? Now, if they've got Torrential Tribute, I'm just doom screwed. A combination of doom and screwed that most people don't want to be. It's Fiendish Chain. That does seem likely. Alright, battle phase. They blinking. They thinking. But they ain't stinking, not yet. 1600. Alright. We're on the clock. 2000, coming in hot. We don't quite got them on the 2-turn clock, but next turn, they're gonna wish there wasn't no next turn. Alright. Now we have nothing else to stop them. The real question is, I know at least previously a lot of the Red Dragon cards didn't do anything if they were banished. And now they're not banished. And also Moon Mirror Shield is turned off. That is not a great card to normal summon. Send one normal trap from the deck to the graveyard. Damn. Yeah, if they can make Red Wyvern, I think that clears the whole board, unfortunately. Or Red Rising Dragon. And then you can get a Resonator, yeah. We might live, but to what extent, you know, what would it do? Especially if they get Red Rain online. Yeah, unfortunately they play Imperm. And that is just a good enough trap to deal with everything. Because even if they just make Scar right, that just like clears the field. I believe. Now they're going for Scarred Red Dragon. And then they get to add a spell trap, and then that, yep, unfortunate. We almost had a chance. We go first, once again, in the hopes that the floodgates will save us. Will they be enough? Do we have enough? Every time, and we get the Time Tearing and the Clavis. Do we wait to see if we can use this first? I think we do. I think it's just up to Lost Wind and Bestial Soreneer to save us. And then next turn we can do this, but they've got a 40 card deck, so they're looking consistent. All right. Our Soreneer is useless here. Not today, friend. I would prefer if you didn't. No searchy searchy. What do you got? Red reboot? Ooh. 1250? 1900 is bigger. Maybe they think it's just until the end of the turn, chat. That would be funny. Oh, they already had the Theosis. Another one. To be fair, if all they do is put everything into making an Arise Heart, then Eccentric just beats over that. And then maybe the time tearing will help us. No, they're not just making... Do you have a way to trigger the Shangri-Era? But it came back. Oh yeah, they can use the Arise Heart effect. Damn, this would have been really useful. And so would this. This one not so much. What is this doing? Banished. Oh, they get birth back. Detach, target a card. But now they can't make a Rise Heart, right? No, they can just bring back the guy. Yeah, damn. This person knows what they're doing and is somehow still in gold. Weird. Bot? I don't know. Again, there are people in chat who seem to think that it's like malicious, and I don't think they're maliciously like down in gold. I'm just curious how they like know enough about the game to play it, to be here and build the deck and know these like more advanced lines that like you'd have to play the deck a lot in order to understand. And you still haven't, like, graduated into Diamond. It's just weird because it's such a different relationship from the game that, like, I have. Hard to play this game every month? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, we're up against Blue Eyes going second with a handful of normal monsters and 2 floodgates that would have been nice going first. Honestly, if they can make any kind of interaction, we just gotta surrender. It's funny, I've had a couple... pardon me. I've had a couple people ask why I only record once every other week. If you don't know, I'm recording a little earlier than usual this time. They're like, you could probably get up to platinum if you recorded like every week and really stuck with it. And the answer to that is no, I couldn't. If I recorded every week, that just means I would spend more time in gold losing a whole bunch. Because once I get into gold, then like it goes from winning every third match to winning every like 8 matches. It's better to let like just only play twice a month or whatever every other week. Let my rank decline down in silver so that I at least have a chance. And that way I can get packs faster. At least until I'm finally able to put together like a coherent-ish deck. At least that's the way I see it. Obviously, if you have any other ideas or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I do read the comments. I think both roads lead to the same thing. I mean, yeah, I guess if I doubled the amount of playtime I had, you know, even if a lot of it was spent in gold, I would still be playing it. But I also can't afford to, like, double it without removing some other thing. So it's like, if you enjoy the, like, shows like Genesis Apocalypse, I don't think I could do that and this. I don't think I could do, like, the Silk Song content in this. Granted, I know a lot of people don't watch or enjoy the Silk Song content, but, I enjoy it a lot. And I'm hoping that if I keep doing non-Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, eventually y'all will check it out and enjoy it as well. Because I think I'm still the same fun guy, you know, either way. Why are you making Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon on your first turn? This card, if you don't know, it's Ixie summoned. Negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. It can also summon back a Blue Eyes. Neither of these are especially useful to you. Set a card. The unfortunate thing is that once again we found ourselves against a very, like a deck that is not well constructed and doesn't seem to really know what it's doing, but our hand is not conducive to making a whole lot of progress with this. This is the best thing I can do. Just activate this, set this, and hope they don't get to some kind of destruction or removal. They run into the mimicking. If they run into the mimicking and we can become a mimicking Blue Eyes Eater bug, then we can get bigger than like everything they have. And, you know, then I think this more simplified deck won't be able to beat it, but I suppose only time will tell. I haven't watched the Silk Song stuff because I don't want to spoil myself. I hear that a lot, and I guess there are games that like are on my list that stay there for like years before I beat them or before I actually play them. I just thought that was like a weird thing I did. I didn't think it's weird to think that there's so many people out there who see a $20 game, like one of the most anticipated games of the last 30 years, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to wait for it to go on sale. The fuck? Greater polymerization. Twin burst? Yeah, or something. It does piercing. Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Targets at Blue Eyes you control. This is an Indigo Eyes, fortunately. Okay, so it can't be destroyed. 3,900. I will destroy you. Or try to. I just forgot they have Return of the Dragon Lords in the graveyard. Yep, and then they will just attack for fun. Unfortunately, the piercing is going to probably be the death of me. I think the Wonky Quartet is my only saving grace. Are you done? Are you done? Okay. I just realized if it can't be destroyed by card effects, the Wonky Quartet still won't affect it, right? Destroy all monsters. Yeah. What, anything that can do anything for this? I don't think so. Yeah, everything we have is destruction. I think we still do it just to be funny, though. Let's go. Time to wonk it up. This is unaffected by other cards' effects, so they can try to do stuff, but it won't do anything. Let's get wonky with it. Uh-oh. I've been betrayed by the Wonky Quartet! My life is forfeit! Ripperoni, Pastaroni. Yep, just the one of heavy polarization, just all the Blue Eyes cards put into a big pile. Both Eccentric and Sornier, yeah. The problem is with that one too, the problem is even with that previous duel, if we had like the Snake Eyes that pushes them into the back room still, they can negate something that targets them. Like, if they could just get 3 Blue Eyes on the field in heavy polymerization, I don't think anything in our deck beats that other than, like, Moon Mirror Shield attack over it. Alright, Hunk. You going first? You're going first. Shining Sarcophagus. And Eternal Soul. I'm noticing they didn't set an Eternal Soul directly from their deck, which makes me think either they're not playing Eternal Soul and they have made a mistake, or it's in their hand. Is that your Eternal Soul? You got that just sticking out of your pocket like that? Lemon Magician Girl to get Dark Magician Girl, the Magician's Apostle. A second Shining Sarcophagus has hit the hand, and they'll activate it. Is it a hard once per turn? You better believe it. Hello, Archfiend's Advent. This only has an effect when it's summoned. Yeah, just a really bad player, unfortunately. Not much we can do there. So let me read this. Can't be destroyed by monster effects. During your main phase, you can add one Shining Sarcophagus. If your opponent special summons, you can target, discard a spell, send a monster to the graveyard. Alright. Fortunately, they just get to search every turn, which might be enough to kill us, but they haven't been making good plays so far. I could set the mimicking chat, but some part of me still believes. Like Parappa the Rapper in his prime. I just want to hope that I can draw a million cards. Gain 5 billion attack. Now, just in case that's a trap, let's go ahead and do this first. Tiamatan. We've got 3. Which means we can at least blow this up. Goodbye, Archfiend's Advent. You will not be adventing anything. And a monster that mentions it, you can negate that effect. Damn. Shit sucks. Alright, let's flip some coins. There's 1. There's 2. We get at least 1 card. 3. Okay, can we get a 4th one? 4. We're going to 5? No, but 4 is still pretty dang good. Double my attack 4 times. It's not high enough to get over everything. Unfortunately, they just kill it next turn. I think the better move to make is just Codebreaker, because then we can at least get over one of these. During your turn only. Okay. Yeah, if we'd gotten 1 more, then this would be 3,200, and then we keep it on the field. Unfortunately, it's weird because I feel like our deck is mostly spells and traps. We don't have a whole lot of monsters, and yet these last couple duels, it feels like all we've drawn is monsters. End the battle phase. Okay. Your move, Grunkle Stiltskin. We could kill 1 Shining Sark. It can't be destroyed by monster effects. It's like the first line of text. So making like a Nightmare Phoenix doesn't do anything. Also, that wasn't an Eternal Soul they set, so either they misclicked or they just aren't playing Eternal Soul. Are they playing it so they can get this and then get the other one? Is that the plan? Fuck, come on, man. They're just, this is just... They're just playing Horus, but worse. No, they did have the cards that, like, search the other cards and the spell traps and stuff. But they're just like, why would I get, like, banish my opponent's field or have negates or make fusions when I could just make a big number? Bunny has redeemed a honk. One honk for Bunny, Critter. Thank you, Critter. Stun is not really built for these weird, awful value piles they've got in gold. None of my decks are built for that. The problem is Masochist really relies on, like, 1-for-1 exchanges and having really good, like, trap cards and stuff, right? And so if, well, there goes my hand. Okay, they're playing some kind of old zombie pile. Mayakashis, it looks like. I think I have to toss this. Foolish Burial. Yeah, now they're going to do the Mayakashi stuff. This sucks because this is one of the few examples where if I went first and I had D-Fissure, I'd be fine. Oh, they're playing the mill version, Soul Absorbing Bone Tower. They're trying to FTK me. Yeah, so they Mizuki back and then they just do the mill. Yep, I know how that works. Corn chowder. Once more into the abyss. Once more, we've got the piss. Oh, is this, okay. Hello there. Are you on zombies as well? Because if you're on zombies, then I win. Yay me. Haha. And if not, then... Also got a Caboozles. Still got a Counter Trap. Those are pretty neat. As a German, I have never heard of chicken corn chowder. Have you heard of chowder? Or chicken? Or corn? You could just imagine those things mixed together. Also, no lightning storm for you, please. Unless you have the second lightning storm. Did you get a second lightning storm, son? No, it's Pearly. I see. I got a happy memory. Lightning Storm is a hard once per turn. You can only activate. But if I negate the activation, they can go again. I'd prefer if you did not. Goodbye, little Pearly. To the banished zone with you. Lost forever, perhaps. Ah, mi amigo. I'll just activate this. Damn, they didn't surrender. I was hoping they would just see a third chain activated in response to their plays and assume it stopped them. Unfortunately, this is just my expired driver's license. Like, it doesn't do anything against Pearly. It stops level monsters, and they don't have levels. They have ranks. And they haven't normaled yet. And they don't really care if their monsters are banished, because the deck is only like 2 monsters and the rest is spell traps. So I think I'm probably dead here, unless they just don't have enough cards to, like, do what they want to do. But I guess we'll see. Kabuzals is a big guy. A huge monster in the shape of a hippopotamus. The sneezing from his gigantic body is so fierce that people mistake it for a hurricane. See, I thought Kamungus was a dinosaur. I guess he is a dinosaur, he's just in the shape of a hippopotamus. But he's not a hippopotamus. He's a dinosaur. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's thematic, you know, while I've got a cold, I'm playing the monster with the big sneeze. Why are you targeting Kabuzals? It cannot be destroyed by battle. Well, that's good. Thanks, I appreciate you offering some protection to my sneezing hippo dino in these tough times. Unfortunately, I think that's all they need to get going. No, they're going for leap? I thought they needed to get another spell to, like, activate. Plump. 27? That's so much bigger than Kaboozles. Yeah, now they get to draw 2 and make their towers. I stopped 2 of their plays, but it wasn't enough. What did we get? Morganite? Yeah, I ain't living till next turn. But none could be found. Every gold player has already beaten me. Okay. I guess I need to reset the game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon. Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh! Two sides of the same coin, perhaps. The same revolution. I bring this up because Soul Silver. What's a Pokemon game doing in my Yu-Gi-Oh! Game? Sky Striker. Unfortunate. Not a big fan of these Sky Strikers. They're like our rival at this point. I mean, Silver Sky Strikers are like our rival. Gold Sky Strikers kind of know what they're doing most of the time. Okay. It's a pretty good one. Let's see if we can scare him, chat. Boo. Well, tell me what you think about my card. It's a little eccentric. A little spooky. She's grinning wide. She's got something on her mind. Who knows what she's thinking? Okay. Activate the effect. Get out of here. Take that, Lemon's Gate. You won't be recycling on me. Dimensional Fissure. Okay. Unfortunately, a Watto is not quite big enough. Would be nice if I could just attack in. I think Origami Goddess is our only option. Let's go. Let's start flipping coins. Alright, they're allowing it to go through. Probably because they know it's useless. Yeah, you know what? I think it is useless. Do we have a Ring of Destruction? No. I knew we had a needle ceiling. I don't know where it went. I thought we had one other piece of removal that we aren't currently using that we like took out earlier. Trying to find one for one is difficult. Yeah. Fuck it, we'll put Ferret Flames in there. Alright, so today has been going pretty terribly so far. And while it is good, okay. Alright. Alright, so today has been going pretty terribly so far. And while it would be easy to chalk that up to just gold being gold and me being sick, I can't help but notice that we've been pulling an awful lot of hands that are just full of normal monsters. Just way more normal monsters and monsters in general, when what we really want with this deck is a whole bunch of traps to disrupt our opponent. We don't have as many of those as I like, but I think we can certainly improve things. So I've shaved it down to 40 cards. I've removed the magic key, so now we just have Mystery Shell and Kabuzals. That means it's slightly less likely that something like Fist of the Unrivaled Tenyi will be on, but I'd really rather get the... Like, we haven't seen this all day, and we've got to remove something, and it's either that or, like, the Mimicking, and I feel like Mimicking might be a little bit more useful. So now we're down to slightly less monsters. We've removed some of the equip cards, and I've also put back Subversion, so that we have something to do if we don't go first, and also some removal on subsequent turns. And then we put in Needle Sealing as a board wipe, and Ferret Flames as like a late board wipe. I'm not sure if this will do any better than we have been doing, but, you know, at this point we're so bad that it couldn't hurt. So, might as well try. This is version 14.5. Let's try again. Okay, we try again. Alright, new duel. get to go first with the new deck. Let's see how this turns out. Come on. Come on, load in. Don't let me win the coin toss just for it to disconnect. I won in this game. Okay, there we go. I was a little worried there, Chad. Okay. This isn't ideal, but it does exist. There's no reason to summon this unless we wanted Moon Mirror Shield, but that wouldn't be useful. I think we save it. We just Floodgate and then the Storming Mirror Force. I feel like... Let's see, they've got Eldritch sleeves. Eldritch not known for their back row removal. I think we're good to wait on the Ferret Flames. Assuming we can go. They seem to be having computer troubles over there. Yeah, part of me wants to drop this too because, you know, if they do attack us, if they do get rid of the Blazing Mirror Force and attack in, we can destroy them. Maybe. The problem is, if they get rid of this, it's probably because they hit us with, like, a Feather Duster or something. In which case, it's better to save it. If it is Eldritch, Defissure is pretty good. Yeah. This does also burn us, so maybe just to be safe. Like, if they've got the Feather Duster, they've got it. There's nothing we can do about that. We'd probably lose regardless. But let's see what they got cooking up for us. Alright. It's kind of good to see. Never mind. I forgot they could banish it and still get the effect. I thought it had to be in the graveyard. They got Zombie World. That sucks a little bit. Draw a card, alright. Do we try to get in with Emissary of the House of Wax? Put them on the 10-turn combo? I think we do. Emissary of the Zombie Wax. Let's just go to battle. 800. This already can't be destroyed by battle, so I don't think we need the Moon Mirror Shield. We can save that for when they get something and then see if it does anything. Alright, and they immediately didn't summon a Eldritch from the deck, which bodes pretty well. Set a card. Replace the zombie world with the Delta of Invitation. Would you like to banish a level 5 or higher zombie from your deck? I think it'll still allow them to do it. Oh, yeah. Alright, so they banished their own Eldritch for us. We didn't even have to worry about it. How nice of them. Imano, Iwato. Alright, I was thinking Moon Mirror Shield, but if they're just setting like an Ash or whatever, then this gets over it while turning off their effects. I've got a rock. It's just a tiny rock. Select the type to keep on the field. Emissary is more useful. Alright, if that's the case, then we'll just put this. No defending for you. What the heck? Now it becomes equal to the monster's attack and defense, whichever is higher, plus 100. Shouldn't I have been 100 and then beaten over this? What happened? Illusion monsters can't destroy monsters by battle. I'm stupid. This is like the worst decision ever. Yeah, I forgot. I haven't played many illusions. What can I say? I'm sorry. Okay. Summoning a zombie token. But they can only summon zombies out of the extra deck, I'm pretty sure. So if they have a Nightmare Phoenix or whatever, their own Rivalry of Warlords is going to prevent them from summoning it. Ironically. Alright, they do have Tribute Summon Baller Drock. Alright. Battle phase. Yeah, I think we do just want to get rid of this. Puts him a little closer to death. Hey, there we go. Let's go. Oh, I can't summon it. But it didn't matter because they gave up. Because we finally went first and got the Floodgate against a deck that really needed it. Even if misplays were made, we did it. You'll never believe it, Lisa. Bart said this is stupid and gave up, and I won. One glorious master pack is all we get. There are no more secret packs to open. We get a Evil Eye card we already have. We get Knight's End Sorcerer. Belongs to the Knight. When this card is special summoned, target 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard and banish them. Interesting art. I feel like there's something going on here, like Kingdom Hearts or whatever, but not especially good. We got Goblin Freefall Squad. If this card is summoned, special summoned, from the hand in attack position, target a face-up effect monster, change this card to defense position, and negate that monster's effect. The monster is special summoned to your opponent's field while this card is in your graveyard. Discard a card, put this in your hand. Awful. Just dreadful. Terrible. Wind-up Knight we already have. Gusto Guldos requires specifically Gusto monsters, and even if we had a lot of those, it wouldn't be good. Shuffle 2 Gustos from your graveyard into the deck to target a monster and destroy it. I've got Fissure. I got Fissure works just as good. Naturia Stag Beetle. It's another Naturia for our pile, but unfortunately it's not one of the good ones still. It's a level 6 for starters. During the battle step or damage step, if this card attacks, when your opponent activates a card or effect, select one Naturia in your graveyard, special summon it. Just awful, unfortunately. Another Chronomaly we already have, and Guardian Gararl. Back into the mines. We'll see if we can get one more win at least. Yeah, eating salted peanuts was a bad idea. Bruh, we want a refund. Yeah, give me a second. Let me see if I have any snacks that are, like, not going to tear my throat apart. Well, here we go, chat. We'll try some Teddy Grams. They're little graham crackers in the shapes of teddy bears. They're supposed to be a healthier snack. Try a single one and see how it works. Nice and crunchy in a bun. Something, something, yum, yum, yum. I regret to inform you that we have lost the coin toss, and they made us go second. Which is weird for a Sky Striker deck, although as far as go second hands go, pretty good. Pretty good one. Alright. Starting off with not Ray. Making what? Shizuku? And then activating that. Okay, Widow Anchor. Another one. If you had two of those, why not summon Ray? Why not search Ray and summon her? Am I crazy? It feels like way better to get her into the graveyard. Plus, then you can go for like Kagari and... Okay. Another linkage. Yeah, we know that back row is probably linkage, so they can like dodge out of this, and it's only once per turn. They've got, what, 2 spells in the graveyard, so... I'd still be able to beat over that. Let's activate this from the hand while we can. Let's go to attack. You're activating linkage now. Okay. Interesting decision. Okay, 0. Are they going to search? No. Yeah, we gotta do this. Goodbye. Better tag out now. And then they'll have cards in the main monster zone, so they won't be able to use the Widow Anchor. Which I don't think they can use on Mystery Shell Dragon anyway, because it's a normal monster, and they have to negate and then steal, and if they don't negate, they don't steal. That was an odd thing to do. I don't know why they would surrender to that, but I'll take it. The Sky Striker Menace was defeated once more. Alright, so for the first time tonight, we get to open Legacy Packs. What will our legacy be? Will it be a legacy of greatness? Only one way to find out. Flip them up. Close your eyes. And Mad Archfiend. Oh, he mad. It does piercing damage. And if it's targeted for an attack, change it to defense position. Maybe early on an 1800 beater that does piercing would have been good, but not now. Rai Mei. When this card is destroyed by battle, at a level 2 or lower light. Not especially good. Warm Worm. If it's destroyed, send the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. Tornado Bird. Flip. Return 2 spell traps to their owner's hand. Spirit Ryu. During your battle step, if this card battles, you can discard a dragon and it gains 1,000. 2,000 battler. All you have to do is discard a card. Worthless. Rottweiler. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, target 1 elemental hero card and 1 polymerization in your graveyard. Add them to your hand. Turbo Synchron. When this card declares an attack, change the attack target to defense position. When you take battle damage while this card is attacking, you can special summon a monster from your hand with attack less than or equal to the battle damage you took. There's gotta be better ways to synchro. It's gotta be. Last Day of Witch. Destroy all spellcasters. Necklace of Command we've already seen. Double attack does what it says on the tin, except for you have to discard a monster card. And that's it. Nothing game changing. Oh, my apologies, chat. Have you put money on this count? Nope. Not even close. One fine master pack, oh, shooby-doo-wop, shooby-doo-ay-ya. Rebuilder. We already have one of these. Cyberse Wizard. Good for the Cyberse pile, I assume. Once per turn, target an attack position opponent's monster. Change it to defense position. And if you do, for the rest of the turn, your monsters cannot attack except to attack that monster. And if your Cyberse monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing. How oddly specific. Next up, we've got Void Cauldron, which is an Infernity card that we can't make use of. And we got this, we already have. Twin-headed Thunder Dragon. I feel like this is useful in something, I just don't know what. Like, I've seen this summoned before. I think Thunder Dragons can, like, use this in, like, niche scenarios, but probably not. Mech Lord Deflection. Target a Mech Lord you control. Your opponent takes no battle damage. Its attack becomes permanently the combined attack of all Mech Lords you currently control. If a Mech Lord you control would be destroyed, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Not terrible. I like permanently, but we need a lot of Mech Lords to make that worthwhile. Another Destruction Sword Flash, which if you don't know is Buster Blader support, and... Come on, Irene. Oh, I swear that if we got Moexo sisters or something... I should really stop singing. Yeah, nothing good here, unfortunately. Uh, 317. 5 Legacy, 1 Master. All right. If we can get one more win, we can rank up to Gold 3, and I think I'll be safe calling it a night then. Can we rank up going second against Pearly? Probably not, but, you know, I've been surprised before. Oh, this would have been a pretty good go first hand. TC1 Logic. I don't know what that stands for. TCI Logic, maybe? Okay, we're up against Yubel. What will Yubel be able to double? I mean, the thing is, if they're on pure Yubel, then the eye might be able to stop them, depending on how much they set up. But if they get spell traps, we just don't really have any spell trap removal. We're not prepared for spell trap decks, yeah. Okay, let's try again. Alright, second chance to rank up. Once more, we lose the coin toss. And we're going second. Let's see what our opponent has cooked up. I wonder if they have any flow. They are a rider. Also, second duel in a row where we go second and open with Inspector Border. Very funny. Ice barriers. Alright. Depending on what they do, they might not be able to get over Mimicking. Mimicking with Dimensional Fissure and Lost Wind. We'll see. I'll let them cook. What do you think, chat? Will they eat and leave no crumbs? Or will their plate be left in a state of disastrous disarray? Lancia, joke's on you. Yeah, joke's on you, I don't special summon. Coral Dragon. Golden Corral Dragon. Dragite. Dang, they got spell traps to back that up. Alright, so... Okay, so I guess we try with the Time Tearing. See if they negate that with Dragite. It's a pretty powerful spell. If I survive, nope, they ain't falling for it. So I got 2 normal summons are set. Is this hard once per turn? It's not. Question is, do we Inspector Border plus a set, or do we just set 2? I think we have to Inspector Border, because that locks them into one monster effect. So, like, now if they do this here, they can't activate anymore for the rest of the turn. They let it go through. Interesting. Okay, we'll set... And we'll set... And we'll just pass it over. See what they can do. They get 1 monster effect. If they use anything else, then we can pop this and they won't be able to activate it, at least until they get rid of the Inspector Border. I don't think it counts if it's not destroyed by battle, though, so we could also just Lost Win in the damage step, and that gets rid of this. Doesn't Border affect you, too? You make a forceful argument. Yeah, I do think we still do this. Because they're going to use the dragon on the Inspector Border, right? Oh no, they're going to use it here. Okay. Yeah, so they use that. They kill the Inspector Border. Flip up the Mimicking. Mimicking kills you. I'm a Mimicking Dragon Eater bug. Or I'm sorry, a Rock Eater bug. Ooh, ouch. That would hurt my teeth. Although, I guess I'm not opposed to eating some rocks. You know, I do happen to have a box of rocks right here. You know, just a couple like rocks. Not sure if you can see those very well. Oh. They're pretty delicious. Mystery Shell and Mystery Shell. To attack. Plus a big guy. To battle! We will attack if it's the last thing I do! Bryo or Trish could still be trouble. Synchro Zone. Continue your main phase. Yeah, I guess so. Yep, they're playing the one of Floodgate. I guess I can't be mad. I'm also playing Floodgates. Do I have anything that gets rid of that Floodgates? Yeah, but I don't really want to at the moment. What if I don't do it now? Yeah, I think this is my only option, really. Although it's two monsters with different names, right? I just gotta hope, if this is in perm or whatever, that I'm, like, mega doomed, but... Like, it sucks to give up everything, but it's the only option I have. Otherwise, they can just kill me with impunity. And I would like them to have punity. Oh, I finally summoned a monster. Oh, does Ice Barrier Ryo, like, activate on resolution? God damn it. I forgot it worked that way. Well, I guess we're stuck staring at each other then. Oh, they have kaijus. Goodbye. And yeah, I've used 2 of these, so I don't have a whole lot. I mean, you can't attack with non-synchros either. Now, okay. When your opponent activates a monster. I don't know if this works, but we've got to try it. Or do we? Maybe we just wait. Maybe they'll synchro with this off. Yeah. It's floodgating them too, and I'll draw twice. Scale effects counts as a spell. We shall see. Yeah, I'm probably dead. Ice Jade Agarine. Yeah, I guess we try this. Yeah, it's just unfortunate because it's like, I think they're going to get out of this thinking that Synchro Zone is like a good card to main deck, and like the only reason it's at 1 is because people were playing it in like stall runic decks or whatever. And like, yeah, it did save you here against this god-awful garbage, but against 99% of other decks, it would not do anything. Okay. So we're going to pendulum scale this. Unfortunately, I think I can't afford the Blazing Mirror Force. I think I would die. Half of the combined total. Oh, I forgot it did that. Okay. Yeah, this gotta banish every turn. Battle. I can't battle. You're dead anyway? Not necessarily. Haha. I will go out on my own terms. You will not be immune. Actually, if this halves their original attack... No, I still take way too much damage. I think this alone just kills me. The question is, do they realize I've just played the self-destruct button? Will they surrender? Because that would be hilarious. Surrender yourself. Now. Hold. Hold. They thinking. They a little salty. I mean, you're gonna be able to float with the Lancia. Time's running out, Yugi boy, Rider boy. It's funny to just be frozen in this one moment while the very festive, like, live twin plays. Okay, they're letting it resolve. And yeah, I just knocked myself out. But at least I went out on my own terms. Yeah. They're just super worried about going second. 2 Lightning Storm, 2 Raigeki, 3 evenly matched, 2 balls, 5 or 4 kaijus. And then just like the 2 floodgates. And again, you know, if I was a deck that had any kind of, like, monster effects or whatever, that floodgate does nothing. Alright. Can we go first? They haven't let us go first since we started to rank up. And honestly, with how tired I am and with how bullshit this challenge is anyway, I'm tempted to just keep surrendering, like, as soon as the duel starts until I win a coin toss. Because it seems to be the only way we can win most of the time. Let's see if they end up bricking or something, though. Alright, that's not a good sign. But what are they doing is the question. They're playing actual speedroids. And, like, yeah, if they just make the big crystal wing, there's nothing we can do. So I think we're probably out. It's just a matter of, do they know what they're doing? They appear to be going through the combo pretty quickly. Oh, actual speedroids. Yep, glider, activate clackers. Yeah, you know what, I'll just call it here. They're going to be able to get to a negate, and a negate is enough to beat this deck. Hello, Bob. Can we win a coin toss? Yes, we can. See what we're doing. We're up against an opponent that's very yummy. Not the archetype. Not in their other things. They're just Red Robin. Yum. You know, it does a lot to say about the uselessness of advertising, that I thoroughly understand and know their catchphrase, that I am very familiar with their name, and I have never once even considered stepping into a Red Robin. I guess they make burgers. I mean, I do like burgers. But what I choose to eat is almost entirely based on, like, how close it is to me and whether or not I have the money for it. It has nothing to do with, like, quality or whatever. So I feel like all the millions they spent on advertising was useless, at least in my case. Alright, we're up against a hero player. Okay. I mean, Grave of the Super Ancient Organism does help. Starry Dragon Cycle does help. Lost Wind helps. These are all good traps to use. If they drop a yummy card. Yeah. Yummy, Red Robin. Did you fucking search Neos? Okay. Sure. Neither player can activate their effects. Gotcha. They have this in the graveyard, right? No, not yet. Yeah, I think we have to stop this. Stop the combo. And then before they get to any, like, high-level monsters, let's just flip over this. See, unlike that synchro trap, it doesn't just prevent them from attacking, it also stops people from activating their effects, which is an important and useful thing to have on your cards. Do 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 do. They probably have more than one Ferris. I'm pretty sure it's a hard once per turn. So I got that check marks next to it. I mean, they can link these two away, I'm pretty sure. And there they go. Wonder Driver. But it came back. Okay. Ah, unfortunate. Although it can't activate its effects, so there's that. But why would you need to when it sends malicious? Although I suppose I could bounce it back and then steal the malicious and they wouldn't be able to do anything. I think I'd rather just have them use it all on links and then I can like bounce the link back, right? Because then they'll be out of malicious's. Because links are the only thing that can do anything to me. Like, this guy can't attack and he can't activate his effect. Cross Crusader. Justice. Adios. Sir, a third malicious has hit the field. Dread Decimator. He's so big, he's got big gun. Jackhammer thing. So if I send a link back, I can get a monster with the same type. So like any warrior at all. Maybe they'll put like Neos in the graveyard, and then I can attack over this or something. Yeah, I feel like they did that a little too... Oh wait, no, now. Yeah, it's one of their banished. And then they can get a fourth malicious. There's so many maliciouses, chat. It's like discount malicious warehouse. Infernal Devicer. What can I say? They've got an infernal device. Okay, they're going to battle. This does piercing, so we do this here. We send this back. And we special summon... Who has the most attack? I guess it's Wonder Driver, right? Yeah, or do we get Stratos and blow up? Except this card. Okay. Yeah, I think we just get Wonder Driver because it has more attack than Infernal Devicer. Oh, I forgot that Phoenix Enforcer does a thing. Unfortunate. Alright. Well, here's your chance to sign, Origami Goddess. We will flip up the Mimicking Maneater Bug. I will pop this so my attack goes back. I will become the Mimicking Warrior Eater Bug. And then, the Origami Goddess arriveth. Go forth, Origami Goddess! Now is your chance! 6 heads would win the game! God damn it, Origami Goddess. I feel like I lost so many coin flips in a row or whatever that they've got to have a chance to do something, and they're like, no. Go ahead and attack that. 1250, a fine year. They get that back. At least she hits for 100. 100 of them things? Sure. Alright, Red Robin. Let's see you bring the pain. Will they bring back this, or will they go into comboing something else? Yeah, they just bring back Phoenix Enforcer. Will they try to attack, forgetting about Grave of the Super Ancient Organism? Destroy spell traps. Oh, it's special summoned. God damn it. Yep, they could just normal summon Stratos and that deals with it. Stratos' second secret effect. Yep, we tried so hard, but they had multiple Stratoses. Honesty Neos. This man still... Do hero players still play Honesty Neos? I forget, I feel like it's just another brick, but I mean, you're already playing like 20 one-ofs in a 40-card deck. Like half of which are bricks. What's one more for the pile? Polymerization! From my hand. Neos and at 4. How about Sunrise, man? Yep, they gotta make room for all the other bricks. They gotta have one Neos. They gotta have one Miracle Fusion. They've gotta have the one of copy of Denier. You know, they've got to have the one mask change that they play, one copy of Polymerization, one Vion. At this point, I feel like my win condition is they run out of time. One Liquid Soldier, but that's the Royal Rare, so you gotta play it. And go for Flame, Wingman, Infernal Rage. Yeah, and you gotta play the one favorite contact. My only real hope is this thing can't be destroyed by other warriors' effects. And obviously it can't be destroyed by battle. I still take the damage going over other things. Yep, the mimicking man-eater bug just stands there like, did you try to do something? I felt like you looked at me very sideways, and I don't like that. Ow. Ow, that hurt. Fortunately, this is... This card attacks, it does piercing. Honesty Neos. No! No! The Honesty Neos! Damn. Another day, another duel, another origami goddess fool. If I see one dang... Okay. I thought maybe the sleeves were related. Yeah, it can't be Blue Eyes. So yeah. Alright, we get to go first this time. And like so many other times, I think we might break our losing streak, not by winning a good well-fought duel, but by playing against a bot. This looks very bot-like. But I guess we'll find out. Or perhaps we won't. Perhaps it'll be even less dramatic than a bot. They'll just surrender immediately. But we rank up. Our persistence pays off. Let's end out the night with 2 master packs, shall we? Alright, we get 1 master pack. Usually I say this is for winning. And, you know, obviously we did win and that our opponent surrendered. But it's more for perseverance, you know? We get this as a reward for sticking with all the duels that we obviously should have lost. Or that we obviously lost. That we did. My head's... You get it, and we got this. You could shuffle an Illswarm into your deck and get another one. It's not good. Mimighoul Cerberus, the worst Mimighoul card. Not really useful. Gaku Punk Wild Picking, we already have this, and it's not especially good. Sylvan Dryass, another one. Gunkin Suship Shari. I mean, this would be another good normal monster to play in the normal monster deck. Eventually we'll replace the magic key, but we need 2 of them, and we only got 1. I do think we have like 2 or 3 of the Ixies, so maybe we could use that, but actually searching this is nigh impossible. Smile action. I'll try my best. I think I did it, but you'll have to tell me. Supe. He got that look on him. He's like, hey, you want to buy some black market jelly beans? I was like, is that slang for something? He's like, no, just actual jelly beans. And then Alien Hunter to go with our Alien Queen we got earlier today. Okay, and then we get 1 more pack for ranking up into gold. This is the Super Perseverance card. Haha. Fright for Sheep. Not a bad Fright for card. I don't think we're in the position to be making it, but we got something. Magician of Dark Illusion. It becomes Dark Magician while on the field. That might open up some of our Dark Magician cards, maybe. During your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell trap card, summon this from your hand. I do that all the time. Crystal Dragon. During your battle step, if this card battled, add a level 8 dragon from your deck to your hand. One of the weirdest searchers of all time. Tempura of Fortune. This is our second one. This is not a Sue Ship card, but it feels like it should be. Gold Pride. Another Gold Pride card that's not even good in Gold Pride, unfortunately. White Aura Dolphin. We already had... True Draco Apocalypse. I mean, this is a good pickup if we wanted to play True Dracos exactly. I don't think we have enough. Okay, this is our last chance. Can we make this entire stream have been worth it? Give us something really good, maybe? It's not really going to do it. Archmage Finmel is a good card in Archmage, but I don't think we have any other Archmages. We would need a lot of Archmage cards. So, yeah, not getting a whole lot bunch this time. As people in chat are saying, today kind of feels like it sucked. We played a lot of duels. I think we only won about 4 of them, and we didn't get any good cards. So, you know, maybe this was too much masochism. Maybe I shouldn't play in this high of a rank. Maybe I shouldn't play while I'm sick. But, you know, maybe you got entertainment out of it either way. Let me know down below. And, you know, if you didn't like these run of episodes, don't worry. By the time you're seeing this, I'll probably already be better. It's just like a cold or something. I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's a chance of something where if you'll find out. But I should probably be better by the time you're seeing this. And hopefully the next episode will be more exciting. We can break out the worm pile. We can do all this stuff. Masochism is not going anywhere. Just, you know, you have some days are better than others. Thank you for sticking with me among the good days and the bad. Thank you again to Mr. Metal. And until next time, good luck and have fun. Yep. And I'm just going to be calling it there, chat. I'm just going to be calling it there. My throat is still hurt. My nose is still runny. I can feel the coughs building, but at least we got it done. Next stream we'll have a cool deck to play. Yeah, you'll have extra special time. Let me go to Twitch. We can raid someone. Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, we won't be streaming tomorrow. Next week, we'll have the Tuesday and Thursday stream. There won't be a Friday stream again because I'll be going on a little vacation. Assuming I'm feeling better, I hope I am. It's not a big vacation, and it's not an expensive vacation. I'm driving a couple states away to go to a place called Rock City. You ever heard of Rock City? Yeah, real quick. While we're here, let me show you Rock City. Welcome to Rock City. It's kind of a touristy spot. Explore the enchanted trail. Look out for love. Yeah, so Rock City is this unique geographic place on the border between Tennessee, Georgia, and Kentucky, where, yeah, in an otherwise, you could see like in the distance, it's otherwise flat plains, and then there's not only like a mountain, but on top of the mountain, there's just a huge fucking rock. Like a big ass rock. The Native Americans found this, and they built like stairs going up to it. And then when the settlers came in, they're like, this is a great place for a fort because you can see for miles. But they couldn't build very well on the rock. So instead, what they did is they tunneled into the rock. They hollowed out the rock and built a fort inside of it. You can see right here, these are actually windows inside of the rock. And then it was a fort. There was a big battle there during the Civil War. And then afterwards, the people nearby, like once it was clear they didn't really need it as a fort anymore, it changed hands a couple of times, but everyone who bought it just like did something new with it. There's like a big garden on the top. People built a bunch of bridges connecting other rocks. Meet the gnomes. Yeah, one person made a fucking like gnome cave and covered it with all these little things and gave them all names and shit, like very whimsical. There's a whole bunch of like trails. And there's like one of these Indiana Jones ass bridges. It's just this interesting combination of like natural marvel and like human engineering. Going alone? No, I'm not going alone. The context for this is I have some friends, and those friends they usually live in Massachusetts. And they've been down in Florida house sitting for the last 6 months. And now they're finally free to return to Massachusetts. And the person they were house sitting for gave them like several $1,000. So they're like, fuck it, if we're going to drive across the country from Florida up to Massachusetts, we're going to take our time. We're going to go around. And they've been talking to everyone in the Discord server we're in, and they're just like, if anyone wants to meet up along the way, and I was like, I've always wanted to go to Rock City. That's like kind of at the top. It's a little out of the way. But if you're willing to go like an hour out of your way to visit that, I'm willing to drive down there from Missouri. So I'm meeting up with some online friends that I've known for like years online, but never hung out with in real life. And we're going to be going to this Rock City place. So it's like a 2-for-1. And it really just is like that weekend. So, you know, if you're like, Joe, you don't have a whole lot of money, that's true, but I'm literally just like, it's like a 7-hour drive there, a 7-hour drive back. They're just getting a big like Airbnb. The tickets for this are like $20, so it's really not a big expensive trip or anything. And I haven't gone on vacation in like 2 years or whatever, so something like a cinder rock. Oh, it's the song, yeah. So I just thought that would be a fun thing. It's just unfortunate that it was like we'd planned this. We'd planned to go next week, and I already have the PowerPoint night tomorrow that I had planned for like a month. So I was like, okay, I'll have to cut out 2 Friday streams and then do a whole bunch of stuff to get ready and make sure everything's there, and then I got sick. So if you're wondering, that's another big reason why I'm just like, oh, why not just put it off a couple days? Like, I can't. I'm going to be leaving. I've already got stuff backed up. If I don't do it today, then the only other option is just like, you don't get content on the channel for 2 weeks, and I don't think I could do that. Are we doing the Megalith ladder climb next week? Yeah. I think we start it next week. I would like to do some testing, but unfortunately, February is a short month. If we spent a day testing, maybe we can test. We have oh yeah. The Patreon hangout is Sunday. That too. The monthly Patreon hangout. If you're on the Patreon, we'll be doing that. I'll probably be testing the Megalith deck and building it then. And that way we have it, you know, we can hang out and you can help me duel and test and everything, and I'll be ready by Tuesday. And then until then, I'm just going to be taking it as easy as I can. So that's the plan. For now, I'm going to get going.